We have seen over the last 48 hours has got to bring back memories from the 1970s when we had a gas shortage. And I remember Dad in his Dodge Dart at the Shell on Kenwood Avenue wondering how he was going to afford gas going from 39 cents to 59 cents. You had an odd, even license plate system to get in the long line if you were lucky enough to find a long line for gas. WMAR 2 News' Ray Strickland live in Baltimore tonight to compare the scare of the times to the times like these. And Ray even found a woman who remembers the crisis from more than 40 years ago.
Yeah, Jamie, and like you, she also won't forget when her parents had to wait in line for hours back in the 70s to get gas. But she says at least back then, people had specific days they could go. Right now, she says it's more like the Wild Wild West. The good news in all of this is that the pipeline is back up and running. So gas stations like the one you see behind me that ran out of gas should get back to normal soon.
It's madness, it's craziness.
Long lines at the Wawa in Towson as fears over a gas shortage left people scrambling to the pump.
It just put me back to March of 2020 with the pandemic, just anxieties and panic and oh my gosh, kind of like when you went to the grocery store and there was no food.
Rebecca Lennox says she didn't know what to expect, especially after hearing reports of people hoarding gas.
I was in and out in 5 minutes.
But Wanda Note did have to wait, which brought back memories of the oil crisis in the 70s when states were rationing gas.
As I was pulling in, I went, oh, are you kidding me? 1970s all over again?
She says people are panicking far more now than they did back then.
When fear escalates, people's behaviors get more and more out of control.
For the most part, it's been hit or miss in Baltimore County, and the same can be said for other areas. In Baltimore City, drivers like Terry McDaniel, who went to this Exxon to get gas, were met with these signs saying they were all out.
I'm on A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, M, J, K, L, M, N, and P. I don't even know if I can make it I live right across the street. I don't know if I can make it to the garage.
Fortunately, the worst of this may already be behind us. Colonial Pipeline says it's finally back up and running after being shut down for almost a week due to a cyber attack. But the company says it should only take a few days before the supply chain gets back to normal. In the meantime, Lennox says, please don't panic.
Just buy what you need and we'll all be okay.
So as you wait for gas stations to refuel, AAA sent us some tips that could be helpful. They say if you're out driving, to make sure you combine your errands and to also remove any heavy stuff out of your car. And if you're lucky to find a gas station with gas, they say to make sure you fill up, especially if you're at a quarter tank. Live in Baltimore City, I'm Ray Strickland, WMAR 2 News.
All right, Ray.